shouldn't say a lot of people. Comics are lazy. Can we say that? Certain comics are lazy. Because you know why? Let me tell you why.
I'll agree to it. You made it so safe.
Okay.
Say it the way you wanted to say it.
I wanted to say niggas don't...
Fuck these niggas. They don't work hard. That's what you want to say. But you like some comics in certain places.
Niggas, no, because you gotta understand the game is, bro, you gotta be a promoter. You gotta set the show. You gotta have followers. You gotta have the lineup. You gotta have all these. When you produce a show, you gotta have people coming. You gotta have the lineup. You gotta have. I'm like, yo, let's band together. Let's just like how like the my man Concrete, Duno, Jerry, the Perito tour. I think that's the dopest thing ever. I think so. And how they come as a collective and do that, and they sell out a show. I went to 3 niggas. Say, hey, bro, I got a following. I got motion. You got motion. You got motion. Let's just put it together and then just come on and like we can come sit down. And you see, remember you said Sketch House, we can't have a name. Man, fuck this shit. That was back then when you said that. 2025, a couple months ago, niggas still is like that. It was hard to do something on your own or try to bring niggas in when they're lazy. So how do you maneuver past that?
Just do it.
Okay.
2012 was my last year helping people and wondering if it was going to pay me back in some sort of way. It didn't even have to be money. 2014, 2015 was my last time where I was like, I won't do a thing unless we all collab. Because after that, the message for myself was, I'm enough. I'm enough. I don't need that. I'm enough. If it's 3 people and I'd be like, hey, you do the flyer, you make the music or the playlist, and I'll just stay up 2 more nights and do the whole shit. Also, when the money hit the table and you got to split that up 3 ways, you'd be like, man, fuck. Because I don't care how big the group is, 20% of the people doing all the work. That's just the way it is doing most of the work.
Yeah.
But you want to split that money up evenly.
Yeah.
You know, even to set it off, one girl didn't do no goddamn work. I need that money. Every group is like that. But if it's all you, then you the boss, and you can figure out if you want to pay or divvy or where to divvy out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not teaming up with no DJs. I'm not teaming up with nobody. You want to come work my show, I'll pay you to come work my show.
Oh.
You get your money for the night, I get my money for the night.
Okay.
I'll put the asses in the seats and I'll do the shit myself. At the end of the day, Chocolate Sundays isn't run by Pookie and them. Chocolate Sundays is Pookie's.
Mm-hmm.
Mo Better Mondays with Spikes.
Yeah.
Thursdays is Nichelle's. There's people that work for Nichelle. Mm-hmm. Uncle Levi, all of them is a part of the squad, but that's Nichelle's show. Mm-hmm. You want to see it, be the change that you want to see.
I love the Nate Jackson's podcast. I love Opinionated, man, because it's a podcast for comedians. I mean, anybody could watch it and you can learn something, but specifically comedians should be listening to comics that have podcasts because they can give so much game, so much insight into what you want to do professionally. You know, for Malik to express that comedians are lazy, I heard that and it hit home. Man, it hit home. Because I don't know, maybe comedians are delusional when it comes to thinking that their talent will get them in the spots that they want. I mean, in a perfect world, that's the way it should work, right? You should be able to be funny, and because you're funny, people that produce shows want the funniest people on the show. And that's not always how it works. It's unfortunate that that's not how it always works. So sometimes you have to take it upon yourself to create your own lane. Like I've talked about this before about not waiting on producers to give you an opportunity. It's not waiting for a club to magically say you're the one that I want to work with. Sometimes you have to be an asset. So if you're able to create your own following or your own audience and take that audience and then put them in the comedy clubs that book you, then you become an asset. And they're like, wow, you've built this all on your own? And it's not easy. I was talking to a comedian friend that I know that lives in Houston, and she was like, producing is a whole different ball game. Producing is more stressful than being on stage. Could you imagine having to focus on being funny to make sure when you go on stage that you do a good job, but also have the lineup, make sure the lighting is good, make sure that the people are getting taken care of, make sure that the tickets are sold, make sure that the venue is happy with the performances, cleaning up afterwards. Like, all of these things are taking away from you just being funny. So is it stressful? Absolutely. And I think that's why a lot of comedians don't put on their own shows, right? Or they don't know how to pitch it to a club. Just today, I messaged the club out where I live simply because I said, you know what? There's no comedy out here. It's a whole city of this many people. Why not put on a show and see if we can rake in some money? Why not? Why not reach out to these venues? Because, you know, there's places where people can go on the weekends, but you have to go out to Austin, or you have to go out to San Antonio, or even San Marcos to kind of be in a to be in a city-like feel. So I said, I'm going to create this for myself. When I lived in Citrus County, it was an hour and a half away from Tampa and an hour away from from Orlando. But there was people that wanted to see comedy, and we put together shows at a damn restaurant. And with that show, my average take home was $700 to $800. And we would do 2 shows. So we're talking about $1,600 in a weekend. That's what some people make for 2 weeks at their job. So is comedy lucrative? Yes. But do you have to kind of put your best foot forward? Absolutely. If you have a team, right? Because let's say about a year ago, I was really focused on being the best comedian I can be and only worrying about myself, right? And when I came to Austin, I noticed that there's little cliques, there's people that have their little groups, and I was like, dang, I don't want to have to necessarily be in those groups. But when I used to go to San Antonio, there was a group of comedians and producers that were doing it the right way. And now I'm a part of their team. And I feel like I bring something to the team that's not there. And they have a well-oiled machine, and I see the possibilities moving forward. So I am taking it upon myself to be like, and think about it, I could have been a part of it a long time ago, but I wanted to make sure that it didn't seem like I was jumping on the bandwagon. So I see it from both sides, right? I see it from Nate's, because Nate's like, I'll do it all myself, and we'll move on, you know, and that's a lot of stress on you. But I also understand Malik's approach is like, yeah, but if you get 4 people or 3 people together and we all have the same goal, man, we can really take off. I just hope that comedians pay attention and follow suit of what's going on, because the game is changing. And if you're not a part of the game, nigga, you're a part of the problem, and you got to get out the way. Hey, if you fuck with these, this podcast or this commentary, please like, share, subscribe, just because it'll help with the algorithm, and I want to be able to reach more people. Hit me in the comments. Do you feel like producing is easy? Do you feel like just doing stand-up is easy? Do you think that comedians are being picked based off of being funny, or is it politics? You tell me. Why is it not